In this video, we'll find the exact value of tangent 5 pi over 6, and we'll use the S.A.R.C method. So here's our outline. S.A.R.C is just an acronym to help you keep all your steps organized. S is for sketch your angle. A is for A.S.T.C, that helps you decide the sign of your final answer, whether it's positive or negative. R is for the reference triangle, so you can get the coordinates for your calculation, which is the C. So today we're going to do that for the tangent of 5 pi over 6. Okay, let's start by sketching our angle's terminal side. We have our angle 5 pi over 6. It's positive, so we know it's counterclockwise rotation. And we see that it's less than 1 rotation because it's less than 2 pi. So really, I like to label, here's 0, here's pi. It may help you to rewrite pi with a common denominator, so write it as 6 pi over 6. And then you can easily see that the terminal side of this angle must be in quadrant 2 right here. That would be the terminal side of 5 pi over 6. So now that we know where our angle's terminal side is, A for A.S.T.C, this is going to tell us which trig functions are positive in each quadrant, so we can go ahead and knock out finding the sign of our final answer. Okay, so here's how it works. Again, A.S.T.C, think all students take classes, and that helps you label your quadrants. So A.S.T.C, working around from 1 to 4. And this tells you, again, which trig functions are positive. So in 1, they're all positive. In 2, S stands for sine, and it's reciprocal cosecant. So those are the only ones positive. And since we're in quadrant 2 trying to find the tangent of our angle, we know that it must be negative. So we go ahead and mark that. It's really helpful to just get this out of the way. This is one of the most common errors when students are finding exact values. They forget the sign, or they don't consider it. They forget the negative is very often the case. So we knock it out here, and we don't have to worry about any negatives in our further analysis. If you did have an angle in quadrant 3, know that tangent and cotangent are positive. All the others are negative. And in 4, cosine and its reciprocal secant are positive. Okay, now we're ready to move on to our reference triangle and coordinates. To do this, we want to first find the reference angle, which is the amount of rotation from our terminal side to the x-axis. So you can see that's going to be pi over 6. That's the same thing as 30 degrees. So that leads us to know we're working with a 30-60 degree, 30-60-90 special right triangle. And because we have knowledge of these special right triangles, if you don't, I'll post a link to Unit Circle Basics. Check that out. It's really helpful to know these off the top of your head when you're finding exact values, and probably in many other cases. But we know that the coordinates that go with the special right triangle in the unit circle are square root of 3 over 2, 1/2. And now these coordinates are going to help us calculate the value that we need. Again, we already know our final answer is negative. So we know that the tangent of an angle on the unit circle is going to be the y-coordinate divided by the x-coordinate. So we just have to make a quick calculation here. We have 1/2 divided by square root of 3 over 2. Okay, so you can write it out like this if you want, or you can go ahead and multiply by the reciprocal since we're dividing by a fraction. So we have 1/2 times 2 over square root 3. You can cross cancel that common factor of 2. And we see we end up with 1 over root 3, which of course needs to be rationalized. So multiply by root 3 over root 3. And we see the value should be square root of 3 over 3. Don't forget that step 2, we already marked, it's going to be negative. So we know the tangent of 5 pi over 6 is going to be negative square root of 3 over 3. One quick note before we finish up. You will eventually get to the point as you practice more exact values where you'll simply know if your reference angle is pi over 6 or 30 degrees, that root 3 over 3 is going to be the tangent. Or at least you'll know that 1/2 divided by root 3 over 2 is going to be root 3 over 3. So you'll get there, keep practicing. Check out the links in the video description for more worked exact values, and keep on practicing. Thanks for watching.